JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Hey, let's do a step-by-step through the PPP app, okay? So I've got it up here for us, and pretty straightforward, really. The thing to know is that I know a lot of individuals, they get caught right up on that first one. Somewhat of a formality. If the bank needs to change it, they will. Just know this, if you're a sole proprietor, then you're filing a Schedule C on your individual return. Okay, if you're getting a K1, that's not a Schedule C. A sole proprietor is Schedule C. A partnership would be you're doing it at the partnership level. C Corp, you're doing it at the C Corp level. S Corp, at the S Corp level. LLC, by golly, I don't know really when you would put an LLC, because an LLC could be a sole proprietor, a partnership, a C Corp, and an S Corp. Now the bank may come back and say, whoa, you should have marked it an LLC. Okay, then tell them to mark it LLC. Independent contractor, that would be somebody that hasn't filed a Schedule C, but they've gotten 1099 miscellaneous that has their income on it. An eligible self-employed individual would be somebody that is getting a K1 and it's subject to self-employment tax. That means they don't have a Schedule C, they don't have 1099s, they have a K1, and they have a Schedule SE that shows that they're self-employed. Okay? None of these things are going to be for real estate. Why? Because there's no wages and there's no self-employment income. Period. The end. So whether you have a partnership or an S or an LLC or a sole proprietor, any of that stuff, and you are thinking that the real estate falls into that, unfortunately it doesn't. Period. The end. Real estate, go get yourself an EIDL. Now, the business legal name, okay? If that's you and you're doing a sole proprietor, independent contractor, self-employed individual, well, that's you. You're just getting it for yourself. If you have a DBA, right, then put it over there. If you're doing this in the business name, then you would put the business name. And if you're doing a DBA for that, you'd put a DBA up for that. Business address, there you go. If you're an individual and you don't have a separate address, that'd just be your home. If you're doing this for the partnership C or S, or if your bank tells you to check off on that LLC or the 501 or the veterans or the tribal, then you're going to do a TIN. That's your separate tax ID number. You don't have one, no problem. Put your Social Security number. Social Security number would be for the sole proprietor, the self-employed, or the independent contractor. Business phone, primary contact, you. Email address, yours. Average monthly payroll. So look up above for the partnership, the C Corp, the S Corp, I guess probably the LLC if that's what the bank wants you to do, 501c3, veterans organizations, and the tribal business. You're going to take your salaries, okay, your wages, all on W-2. No, it does not include who you pay as a 1099. No, it does not include the distributions. No, it doesn't include anything else but wages, W-2, period, the end, period, the end. Okay? Now, what are you looking at? Well, what I want you to do is go to JJ the CPA Help, and I promise you, I'll pay you $10,000 if you find anything in here that I'm selling you something, because I ain't. But when you go to this, look at this. I got a sample profit and loss. I got the application. I've got PPP app if you're a sole proprietor, if you're self-employed. I've got the SAQs. I've got, here's a list of the documents that you need together. Here's the calculations if you have wages. So we'll need you just to go ahead and find what you need there to figure out your monthly payroll. But here's the deal. You're taking your monthly payroll, boom. W-3, boom. What's a W-3? Find it. It's if you have W-2s, you're going to have a W-3. Go ask whoever prepares it. Stop figuring out and go ask and go get. You're going to use box 5. Why? Doesn't matter. Put in box 5. Then you're going to take, when you're talking about your wages, then you're going to add your employer paid health insurance. You're going to add your employer paid match for retirement and your state unemployment tax. No, it does not include any other employer taxes. No, it doesn't include rent. No, it doesn't include utilities. No, it doesn't include interest. That's all on the back side. So your average monthly payroll, W-3, box 5, employer paid health insurance, employer paid retirement match, and then your state unemployment tax. Wrap it up together, divide it by 12, there's your monthly. You can do the last 12 months or you can do calendar year 19. I don't have an opinion on which one you should use. The law says last 12 months. Now you have your monthly payroll, done. Divide it by, you've already divided it by 12 to arrive at the monthly payroll. So you take that times 2.5, that is what you would put. Then number of employees, okay? The number of employees would be you if you're self-employed. If your spouse has a business as well, then check out my other videos, but you're going to combine both Schedule C's and the net or the full self-employment tax if you're both getting K-1s in self-employment, and then you'd mark it too. And then what are you going to need this for? Payroll, lease, mortgage interest, utilities, other what? Put insurance, okay? If you don't have a lease or a mortgage, I guess don't check it. If you don't have utilities, I guess don't check it. If you don't have insurance, I guess don't check it. Then when you're looking at the owners, if you're a sole proprietor, it's you. List yourself, your title. What is it? Owner, sole proprietor, irrelevant. Put something. Ownership percentage, 100% if you're a sole proprietor. If you're the K-1 owner, it's 100%. Okay. If you're at the entity level, okay, CS partnership, then you're listing the owners and what percentage they own. Okay. If it's 20% or more, you're listing what's the address. Pick it. Then when you're going through here, quite frankly, overthinking it. Okay. Have you been suspended, disbarred? Have you been in trouble? Yes or no? Okay. Has the applicant had anything happen in the last 7 years where there's been a default? Yes or no? Okay. No. Okay. For most people, is the applicant an owner in any other business? The answer is no, unless the other business has employees. That's the only reason they care about this. Has the applicant received an SBA injury, blah, blah, blah? Then have you gotten an EIDL? Mark it yes. Okay. You're obviously including it up above. And the reason they want to know that is so that they know how much to subtract out. Then you're just answering these other questions. So, with all due respect, you just read them. Just read them. Okay? Just read them. And then down here, you're just going to initial all these things. Okay? Were you in business? Yes. Do you have uncertainty about your economic future? Yes. Are the funds going to be used for workers to maintain payroll? Yes. Well, I don't have any workers and I'm a sole proprietor. Well, it's yes, because it's going to maintain you and you're the workers. Don't overthink this, okay? People are overthinking this. They're way overthinking these, okay? If you're a sole proprietor, you're going to sign off on these things, okay? And then you're going to sign off on all the rest. You're going to sign off on all the rest. You're going to sign off on all the rest. You're going to sign off on all the rest. If you want to continue to question it and follow up and should I do this? Here's the thing, if you don't initial those, you ain't getting the loan. You ain't, okay? So either initial them or don't. You have a question, then you ask your bank, okay? Stop asking questions. And the only reason I say that is that you're pausing, you're freezing, and you're not doing it. Knock it off. Get the app in there. Now, am I taking a stern tone? Hell yeah, I am. You know why? Because you shouldn't really be that concerned about this stuff because the bank's there to help you. Get it filled out and get your stuff in there. Go to this website, okay? It's totally free. There's not any gimmicks here. Anything you click on, okay? Everything I click on right here, you're absolutely just going to get it for free, right? You're not going to have to pay for anything. You don't click on that and enter an email. You don't click on this and have to tell me your phone number. You don't click on that and get an email from me later. You don't click on that and I tell you about a video. You don't click on that and you got to buy a book. Nothing on here that you have to click on. And what I'm trying to tell you is I've given you everything. Everything. At this point, what it is excuses to not take action. Okay? Either do it or don't. And the reason I'm saying this is as encouragement. I'm saying get her done and get the app in and let's go. All right? So I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Okay? But if you got questions on the app, ask the bank. If you got further questions, read it. If you're unsure, just know this. If you don't initial the second page, you ain't getting any of it. Okay? If you mark yes in the first two questions, you ain't getting any. Okay? List it. Move it. You can't do it wrong. Okay? The only way you do it wrong is if you don't actually qualify. You don't have this information. Okay? Meaning like you don't have a sole proprietor. You're just a liar. You don't have a business. You're just a fraud. Right? If you have a business, then put the stuff down. Well, what if I have this? What if I have that? Put it on there and let the bank help you with it. But by now, if you're still wondering and asking, and you're getting really close to being too late. Okay? So why am I being sarcastic? Because probably, no offense, the personality that's listening to this needs a swift kick right in the ass, and that's what I'm doing. Stop asking and start doing and get this done and get it in the bank. And the reason I'm being stern is I'm not irritated that you still have questions. I'm being stern to encourage you, and at this point, push you to get this done. Get it over with. Stop asking questions of this and get it to the bank, and then they will come back and ask you additional questions. All right, hey, if I gave you a good swift kick in the ass and you didn't mind and you appreciated it, I'd love it if you subscribe. If you didn't like how I went approach it, then check out other videos that I do, because I got sweet, nice ones. I've got a whole PPP application, and I'm sweet and nice because I did them a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, do this, and boom, 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 boom. But here we are, April 13th. And if you're still not doing this, then you needed to hear what I told you. So don't get mad. Don't get offended, okay? If you are, all you're doing is find another excuse to not go do this. Okay, you're just finding another reason to not go do this. You don't need to watch another video on how to fill this out. You don't need to read anything else except the application and get her done. I've given you on my website everything you need to know. Get it to the bank. They say you need a business account. Go to my Common Questions playlist and you'll find what you need to do. All right, you know why I'm giving you a swift kick? Because you need this money. You deserve it. You got to have it. So get after it. No more freezing. No more questions. Get her done. All right, JJ the CPA out. Don't forget to subscribe.